Hey, shalom, shalom, yasha Allah. First and foremost, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakak Wadash. All right, we no cap nations and kings and priests. All right, wanted to do a quick lesson on bitterness and hatred, man, because and let me tell y'all, there's a lot of bitterness and hatred that I see in Yasha Allah. And y'all like to hide it. Some of y'all hide it, some of y'all don't hide it. But there is a lot of bitterness and hatred in Yasha Allah, and we want to make sure that we address this, as it says in the scriptures, through thy precepts we get understanding. All right. Double honors to the elders who are ruling well with no bitterness or hate, and who are doing this for Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai in sincerity and in truth. Double honors to you elders. All right. Also, salute to y'all brethren who are serving the Most High God and serving our King Yahweh Shai Mashiach in sincerity and truth through the Spirit, right? And who are on the highways and byways, trying to wake up our people so that the elect can be sealed, so we can be, released from this captivity. All right. Salute to y'all, and to y'all women as well, man. Y'all sisters who are also serving in sincerity and truth. Peace and salute to y'all. We love y'all, Israel. This is why we do what we do, right? So, this came into my spirit. I was speaking with Sergeant Mashah about this, man, because, like I said, there's a lot of bitterness and hate, and you can keep all the law of Israel, but you're not getting in the kingdom with bitterness or hate towards your brother. And that's something that we got to understand. It's not going to fly with the Most High. There has to be a forgiveness process. There has to be a reconciliation process, whether you're doing it or not, right? So if I could, I'd like to read something that I grabbed, and it doesn't show the author, but it reads, bitterness and resentment only hurt one person, and it's not the person we're resenting, it's us, right? Hatred and bitterness and anger only consume the vessel that contains them. It doesn't hurt another soul. It's like a cancer. It consumes that hatred that you have, and unless you learn how to deal with it, you will probably never really understand true love and truly serving the Most High God. We got to learn how to release that bitterness towards your brethren and the people of your nation, right? So first script I'm going to go to, let me grab it. It's in the book of Ephesians, chapter 4 and verse 31, right? So let me grab that right quick. So this is the book of Ephesians, chapter 4 and verse 31. And it reads, let all bitterness, wrath, anger, and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice. Actually, let me share my screen, Baba Kasha. See, I can see what I see. Right? So let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice. Now, what do we understand about malice? Malice is premeditation. There are a lot of brothers right now who like to play the role of a victim, but are actually acting really malicious. And the definition of being malicious is doing something out of hate, premeditated, right? doing something that's just, downright vicious, man. We got to learn how to release all that, right? Verse 31, let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking. Let's stop doing that. I mean, what do you gain by speaking evil toward another brother? What other than you digging yourself, digging your grave, as they say, as the saying goes, right? Now, rebuke is different because you can rebuke, and you can rebuke sharply. Even I'll even give you that. You can even rebuke sharply and still do it in a loving and kind way. Look, man, I've been seasoned long enough. There's an understanding in how to do things. Even the scriptures tell you, season your speech with salt. There's certain ways you could speak to someone for them to understand it. For example, even some brothers, you got to speak to them direct. They ain't going to understand no other way. Or you could speak to them politely. That's the only way some brothers are going to understand. However, they will receive what you're saying. Like I always say, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. But speaking evil, that's a whole other level. That's basically you saying evil things toward your brother. We got to understand that every idle word will be accounted for. Every idle word. Right? Verse 32. And be ye kind one to another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as Yahweh, for Christ's sake, have forgiven you. So now, you put yourself in that place. You were forgiven. You were forgiven for your trespass against the Most High. But for some reason, you're not forgiving your brother. You're holding on to that bitterness. You're continuing making video after video after video talking about your brothers. Calling them out they name. That is not a man of the Most High. That is a bitter, evil man. Salakia. Right? And you're not forgiven. You're not being forgiving. Even if the brother's ignorant, there's ways you got to handle those things. But speaking evil and being malicious is not the route to go. Why? Because scriptures tells us. Right? And then what happens when we don't forgive? Let's go to Matthew. Salakia, I ain't got nothing written down. We're going to let the Spirit speak. Matthew 6 and 13, I believe. Salakia, it's 14. Matthew 6 and verse 14. For if ye forgive men their trespasses, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. What did it say in Ephesians? That our heavenly Father forgave us. So we got to have that in mind when we are holding this type of hate or this type of feeling in our spirit. It don't belong there, brethren. It don't. It wasn't made to live there. But if you constantly keep feeding it, guess what's going to happen? You're going to continue to feed that spirit. And then that spirit will take over. Now you got a hateful spirit. Now you got a bitter spirit. Because you don't want to forgive. You cannot release that malice. So now that brother's evil. Now you're speaking out of his name. So now you're continuing to speak on him. And then now this spirit has taken over. This spirit of bitterness, this spirit of wrath, right? This spirit of hate. And now you're feeding that hateful, bitter spirit. What you gonna think is gonna happen? That spirit I seen take over righteous elders. I'll tell you right now. Think about an elder that you dearly love and know personally, and adhere to the wisdom that comes out of his spirit, right? I've seen this spirit take over that spirit. Okay? Because you didn't check it at the door. How do you check it? The words of our Mashiach Yahawashi. He says it right here. Verse 14, if ye forgive men their trespasses, right? Your heavenly Father will also forgive you. Verse 15, but if ye forgive not men their trespasses, neither your Father will forgive your trespasses. What did we say earlier? So, I'm going to read it right quick. Hatred and bitterness and anger only consumes the vessels that contain them. It does not hurt the other soul. Bitterness and resentment only hurt one person, and it's not the person we're resenting. Right? And that's what you're going to keep feeding. You're going to keep feeding that bitterness and that hate. You got to learn how to deal with it. Empty that feeling, because it's not going to be, it's a fleshly feeling. It's fleshly. Hey, a lot of y'all like to hide it as well. But it shows. You see it. You catch the glimpse. Because it comes out eventually. So we have to learn how to forgive, release that bitterness. If not, it's your ass. Excuse my language. Because our Heavenly Father will not forgive you. How are you walking into the kingdom of God with a grudge against your brother? How you doing that? I mean, it's Salakia. Salakia, Wisdom of Solomon. Oh, I'm at 31. Salakia, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1. It's like I got nothing written down. I just want to go through the spirit. Con, right here. I'm gonna start at verse. So this is chapter 1, verse 3. Forward thoughts separate from God and His power. When it is tried, reproof the unwise. Verse 4. For into a malicious soul wisdom shall not enter, nor dwell in the body that is subject to sin. If you have bitterness with your brother and you haven't dealt with it, you're in sin. Why? Because the Bible says we're not supposed to do that. You could keep all the laws you want to keep. You ain't keeping that one. Right? It's easy to say F them. I ain't dealing with them. It takes another type of spirit to say, hold on, I'm going to deal with this. We brothers. Right? Nehemiah.
Shalom, Yahweh Yahweh Barakatam, Mashmakaka.
Shalom, shalom. Shabbat shalom. So let's say, me and Nehemiah had an argument, right? And let's say I said something that was offensive, right? What should Nehemiah do? right? What are the guidelines? What shall you do, elder? What shall you do, officer? What shall you do, captains? Y'all got these titles, but y'all know what you need to be doing, right? Let's go to Matthew. Chapter 18, Shalom, Shatar. Yahabashim Shabarakatah. Welcome back. Right? Shalom, Shatar. Yahabashim Shabarakatah.
Shalom.
So, Matthew 18 and verse 15. Moreover, if thy brother trespass against thee, so this is what Nehemiah got to do. I trespassed against him. Right? Now, be very clear. This is against the law, but this is not a discussion on doctrine. This is an offense against a brother and another brother. A lot of y'all like to use this as I'm going to go to my brother one-on-one. That's not necessarily the case. Why? Because when you go, actually, you need to read down, right? In verse 21, this is how you know. And it came to Peter to him to say, Lord, how often shall my brother sin against me? This is a personal thing. This is between you and another brother. So look at that. The Most High God gave us a guideline, and it's coming through the spirit of a Mashiach, allowing us to understand how to deal with each other if we have an alt or an offense or a trespass against each other. Look at that. Right? So let's go back to verse 15. And it reads, moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone. Right? So now, if I'm here, right? And let's say Nehemiah's like, hey, Laz, I want to discuss, kind of what what happened the other day for what you said, right? Now, watch this, Nehemiah. Watch this. I'm a precept this.
I got one after you too.
Okay, if you not only the guidelines, but the Bible also shares how to approach your brother when applying Matthew 18. Watch this. Let's go to Proverbs. Right? Lord in Christ. Okay, there we go. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 25. We're going to start at verse 8. All right, y'all with me? Y'all following along?
Con.
All right, watch this, Nehemiah. So now,
Roger that.
Proverbs 25 and verse 8 on how to approach me when it comes to Matthew 18, right? So this is Proverbs chapter 25 and verse 8. Go not forth hasty to strife. What does that mean? That means, you remember that offense that I did to you? You're going to address it to me, but you're not going to address it to me in strife. In other words, you're not going to be like, bro, what happened the other day, man? What's going on? You know what I'm saying? You're not going to do that. You're not going to do that. Why? Lest thou know not what to do in the end thereof when thy neighbor has put thee to shame. So, for example, let's say you came to me hasty and with strife, and you said, hey, bro, you did this, you did that. And I was like, hey, I didn't do that. This is why. And then now, what's the saying? You got egg on your face, right? That can happen, right? But here's the point. Verse 9. After you applied 8, now you apply 9. Now that you're not going hasty, not that you're going in strife, now that you understand how you're going to approach, you say, debate thy cause with thy neighbor himself, and discover not a secret to another. Right? So this is what? Debating your cause for what happened and the offense that happened. Y'all with me? Nehemiah, what's your precept, King?
I got Galatians chapter 6 and verse 1. It reads, Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault.
So like I said, let me go there with you. That's a beautiful scripture. Hold on a second. Okay, go ahead, King.
I'm gonna read. You can go ahead and break it down. Brethren,
now you breaking it down. Go ahead.
This is the book of Galatians, chapter 6 and verse 1. Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, like Cap was bringing out, if your neighbor, your brethren, trespasses against you, he's in a fault. He's in sin. Ye which are spiritual, we got to be, when we operate in the law, statutes, and commandments, we have to remember that when we're dealing with our akim wa akwathium, either or, we have to be spiritual about the matter, like Cap just brought out in Proverbs 28. Don't go to your brother, your sister in strife. Like, man, remember that, all that, man, what was going on with that? Nah, man, you got to do it like this, like Galatians 6 say, right? In a fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such an one in the spirit of meekness. You got to do it in humbleness. You got to be gentle, because that could be you at one point in time. You commit a fault against your neighbor. You got to remember that this could always be you, in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. All right. So this could be the brother or the sister that trespassed against you. That can easily be you. You can fall.
Right.
And that could easily be you. So if you go into your sister and you over here causing strife about a matter, this could easily be you, because if it happened to you, you don't be a hypocrite and then and act the same way how you were acting. Well, when you trespass against the brother or sister, you can't do that. I yield.
Beautiful. Hey, and what does it say? Lest thou be tempted. Right? Verse 2, bear ye one another's burdens, so fulfill the law of Christ. What's the law of Christ? Loving each other. Right? That's the love of Christ. So I'm gonna consider my brother. I'm gonna consider my sister. Right? So verse 3, for if a man think himself to be something when he is nothing, deceiveth himself. Right? I mean, you can't get around that. Right? So now that we have that type of spirit, now that we have that type of intention, now we know how to approach our brother. Right? Let's go back to Matthew 18 and 15. Moreover, if thy brother trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone. If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained a brother. Salakia Akim, that's the intention. That's the intention. Is to gain your brother, not prove your point. Y'all missing the point. The point is to gain a brother, gain a sister. This is not, y'all men of the Lord. Y'all are men of the Lord. It is not about emotion. Throw those emotions out the door. That ain't what it's about. It's about gaining your brother. Right? So now, verse 16. Right? But if he shall not hear thee, so now Nehemiah came. He came in the spirit. That brother said, he was. I wasn't trying to hear him. I wasn't responding to his messages. Right? So now, but if he will not hear thee, then take with thee one or two more, that in the mouth of two or three witnesses every word shall be established. Right? Where is he getting this from, Akim? Where is he getting this from?
The law.
In the law.
The Torah.
In the Torah. Right? So
Con.
he's what? Applying the law once again, specifically Deuteronomy 19 and 15. Right?
Salakia.
Go ahead.
I wanted to land back off what Nehemiah said, brought out in the Galatians 6:1, with Christ, where he got that where it says fulfill the law of Christ. Basically, as brothers in the truth, we already know that the law was written of Christ. And, the Father and the Son is one, basically having the same mindset, where he got that bear each other's burdens. I done butchered that so bad, but he got that from the law too. The Deuteronomy 22:4, where it said, well, let me read it real quick. Deuteronomy 22 and verse 4.
Let's get it. Deuteronomy 22:4. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not see thy brother's ass or his ox fall down by the way, and hide thyself from them. Thou shalt surely help him to lift them up again. So that's what basically Christ was reciting the law, but he just expounded on it in more, how should I say, more simpler terms. Even though the law was simple itself. If a brother fall, or say a brother carrying too many bags, you help him out. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what Christ was expounding on when he came. Because he was the example of the law. You know what I'm saying? Christ is the law, so he came to walk in that example, man. So that's where Christ got that from.
Con. And that's the exhortation, the greatest example of the law is him. And that's what he gave us, man. We got a great example in Yahweh Shai Mashiach, man.
Con.
Right. So let's go back to Matthew. We were at verse 16, I believe, right, Akim? 2 or 3 witnesses. So now Nehemiah brought 2 or 3 witnesses. Bro, my stubborn ass still ain't heard anything. Right? Still ain't heard anything. So here comes verse 17. And if he shall neglect to hear them, now notice, Akim, he said hear them, right? Tell it unto the church. Meaning what? Now you presented it to the brothers and the sisters, right? Said, bro, look, man, this brother ain't listening to me, man. I don't know what's going on with him, right? 12 Gate, Shalom King, Uriel, Ariel, Shalom King, Yahbashim Yashab Rakatah, Shabbat Shalom, Larry, Shalom King, Yahbashim Yashab Rakatah. Let me see what Larry said. He said, the bitterness, jealousy, and resentment of brothers of Joseph almost cost them the disappearance of the lineage of Jacob. And we all know how Joseph saved the entire lineage while famine was in the land. That's right, Ak. That's right. That's a good point, man.
Con.
Hey,
Con.
and y'all brothers, give it up for Ephraim, man. Ephraim and Manasseh. You know what I'm saying?
Ephraim and Manasseh.
Ephraim and
Con.
mighty. Hey, that brother was so bad. Look how bad Joseph. He was so bad. He went to another land and literally took it over. I mean, he was second in command.
Real boss, man.
And he was mighty in the spirit, man, because he could have instantly been like, nope, I'm not messing with y'all. But he kept that spirit. He kept that righteous spirit to be like, you know what? And he just cried and forgave his brothers.
Yo, but if I could, I like the way he tricked them. He made them like, he made them kind of earn it. You know what I'm saying? Like he kind of let it, hey, which, that's Jake for you. I would have done the same thing.
God.
I want to let y'all work for it. Lord in Christ.
God.
Salakia, but hey, mighty, another example of our forefather. That's a beautiful thing, Larry. Appreciate you, King. So now we have verse 17. I am not hearing the witnesses. I'm not hearing Nehemiah, and I'm not hearing the church either. So what happens now? Now, this is the last step, right? But if he neglect to hear the church, let him be unto thee as a what? A heathen and a publican. Ain't nothing worse than that. Right?
Sure hate to be a heathen, boy.
Right.
That means rebellious.
So these are guidelines, family. Man, look how beautiful the Most High gave us also examples on how to deal with each other, right? How to release that bitterness. Again, that malicious soul, that bitterness, man, right? Let's grab, what is that? 1 John, right? 1 John 3, I believe. 1 John 3. Con. Verse 11, for this is the message that ye have heard from the beginning, that we should love one another. Right? And that's what it's about, right? Not as Cain, who was of the wicked one and slew his brother, and wherefore slew him, because of his own works were evil, and his brothers righteous. What is that, brothers? That's envious. That's bitterness. That's hatred, right? Is this what I want? Yeah, con. Marvel not, my brethren, if the world hate you. We know. No, that's not what I want.
Oh yeah, Cap, and also that scripture also telling you that you gotta love your brother no matter what. You know what I'm saying? It don't say your brother gotta love you for you to love him. It say you still gotta love him no matter what.
Yeah, con. Hey, and it's a test for you. It's a test for you. I mean, don't look at it as I gotta get back. What is it? Oh yeah, con. Let's get Kadar's Romans 12 and 10, right? Kadar, you there? All right, this is Romans chapter 12 and verse 10. Be kindly affection one toward another with brotherly love and honor, preferring one another. That's how you gotta roll. Hey, when they talk about Kadar, when they talk about Maya Ka'ala, when they talk about Laz, they talk about Nehemiah, hey, that brother's kindly affection, man. He always giving that brotherly love, man, and he always preferring himself over anyone else, man. Well, hey, ain't that mighty?
Con.
Didn't our Messiah roll like that? I know he did.
Con.
Hey, and let's not forget verse 11. Not slothful in the business, fervent in spirit, serving the Lord. Let's not forget that.
Con.
Right? What else he got?
He Quadar had 1 Thessalonians 5:11 through 13, I think, too.
Come on. Let's grab that. I don't know why he's silent. You got food in your mouth, Kadar?
He talking to one of the Akim. I had this guy off the phone with him not too long ago.
Kadar, you can't bring fruit, okay, in your luggage from Jamaica. All right? They're gonna catch you out.
I told him to bring me back some coconuts, some of them brown coconuts, man.
I'm trying to get that man in trouble, all right? They're trying to detain his ass on the airport in customs.
Oh, dang.
Lord Christ.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a scene off a Shatta.
Right. So this is the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 11. Wherefore comfort yourselves together and edify one another, even as also ye do. Verse 12. And we beseech you, brethren, know them which labor among you and are over you in the Lord, and admonish you, and to esteem them very highly in love for their work's sake, and be at peace among yourselves. Right? And that's something we have to, look, man, let's just lay it all out. This world teaches us how to hate each other. Hell, this world teaches you how to hate yourself. Let alone another brother. So what does the truth teach you? How to love each other. And that's what it's about, Akim. It's about learning how to apply these laws, statutes, and commandments, releasing that bitterness. Let's grab that in Leviticus 19. Right, should have started off with this actually.
Man, it's so easy for brothers to hold a grudge against one of them. And like you said earlier, when you was like, that's a test of the spirit. Hey, that is a test of the spirit, and it lets you know where you at in the spirit. Because if you having a hard time forgiving your brother, that means you have to check your spirit. You got to do some self-examining and taking heed unto yourself. Do some fasting and some fasting and some praying. Calling and cleaving unto the Most High to help you. Get that spirit of discipline to get those feelings up off of you. So you can be able to walk after. The great example that we have. And walk after. The commandments to the best of our ability.
That's right. Hey, and this is a marathon, not a sprint, Akim. Take your time, learn the scriptures. When I say take your time, don't sit on your ass in the couch playing video games. When I say take your time understanding. Ask questions. Go to your elders and leaders, man. Those who want to serve. Man, let me tell you, y'all leaders need to be your biggest servants. Period. And if they are, hey, go to them. What does the scripture say? Wear out their doorsteps, man. How do you wear out their doorsteps? By going to them. If you ain't going to them, what are you doing? Who are you going to? Chico in the corner? No, man. he's going to give you the same advice you've been given all your life. You know? Yeah, Khan. That's right. All the way to the finish line.
Khan.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 19. I'm going to start on verse 17. Right? Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him. Verse 18. Thou shalt not avenge. There you go.
Khan.
Nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am Yahweh.
Salakia.
I need to elaborate on that.
It's you know what, it's like we see and hear Akim always bring this out, but do we actually meditate on it? That's the thing. Do we actually visualize? That's what a lot of our people need to do more of, is visualize a situation with you, because we know Akim, they love their stuff. They make sure they got the newest things that they want if they can afford it. You know, you have to have that same feel, that you have to have that same spirit that you taking care of yourself to your brother. It should be no different.
Yeah.
You know, and we hear Leviticus 19 and 17, and Leviticus Leviticus 19 and 17 all the time. You know what I'm saying? But do we really sit and do we really drink the milk of it? Do we really understand it? Because we can read it, but if we're not understanding and comprehending it and visualizing us being in these type of situations, it's going to be it's when you come across a situation like that, it's going to be harder for you to be able to follow after the commands. So meditating on it and with all sincerity actually, you know, being the doer of it, because it's easy to just read it, but meditating on it and actually putting into play whenever you come, you know, are presented into a situation like that, to actually do it, you know. I yield.
Yeah.
I got a precept I want to bring up.
Real quick, Mayakala, before you bring on your precept, that this is a law, right? So talk law, all y'all want. But if if you're doing this, you're breaking it, man. You're breaking it. Go ahead, Ak. What's your precept?
Con, man. I wanted to bring out 1 John 2, and I want to start at 7. I want to start at 7. I'm finish off at 11.
Okay, Con. Go ahead, Ak.
Brethren, I write no new commandment unto you, but an old commandment, which ye have had from the beginning. The old commandment is the word which ye have heard from the beginning. So we're going to get into the new commandment. Well, not the new commandment. It's an old commandment that we already heard. But this was John writing to his brethren. And he was basically letting them know that he was writing them, letting them know that they won't sin again, because you know, Israel, we always backslide. And then at this time, we was trying to get stuff back in order. So John wrote an epistle, and in verse 8, he said, again, a new commandment I write unto you, which thing is true in him and in you. Talking about Hamashiach, Yahushua, and Yahweh. Because the darkness is past, and the true light now shineth. He that saith he is in the light, or in the law which is the light, and hateth his brethren, is in darkness, even until now. And then verse 10, which we heard that from the beginning, and it keeps expounding on it. Verse 10, he that loveth his brother abideth in the light. So if you love your brother, you're abiding in the law and the Torah. And there is none occasion of stumbling in him. So you keeping the law, ain't no stumbling in you. Ain't no darkness in you. Verse 11. But he that hateth his brother is in darkness, and walketh in darkness, and knoweth not whither he goeth, because the darkness have blinded his eyes. Just like that, tender eye amongst our brethren. These brothers don't know that they blind because we the same people, and you killing your own brother for like a bag of weed or a couple of dollars, or over a female, or women, our sisters fighting over brothers. Like, that's that darkness our people walking in, man. They don't. Our people ain't never really had no real love, man. That's what it boiled down to. They ain't got no real love for one another. We never seen real love. You know what I'm saying? We think being from a hood and banging that hood and people being around you, we thinking that's real love, but that's not real love, man. You know what I'm saying? We know what love is: keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, helping your brothers and sisters out. You know what I'm saying? Open rebuke is better than secret love. This is real love. We've been taught wrong. So that's why we got to hit them highways and byways and, continually put in the work, man, because our people in darkness, man, they smitten with madness. You know what I'm saying? They don't know who their enemy is. They think their own people their enemy when it's really the man that you don't that you don't see every day. Who own the block that you banging. He own the block that you banging, but you going around the corner to kill your brother for a white man block. You know what I'm saying? We don't own none of this. We built it, but we don't own it. Just like the scriptures say, we gonna build, but we not gonna dwell in them. We're not gonna dwell in it. The houses. We're gonna grow grapes, but we ain't gonna reap no rewards from it. So hey man, our people gotta come out of this darkness, man. That's what we here to do. That's why we servants to the people, man. I yield.
Hey, how many times we've been in the streets, right? And brothers have, just, come up to us. Obviously, we, try to physically harm us and whatnot. But then, how many brothers have actually broken down at the campsite, right? How many sisters have broken down at the campsite? You know, not understanding, how true love is, and especially, you know, when we bring it out the way we do, they never heard anybody speak to them like that. They never heard somebody grab the scriptures and break it down the way we break it down. That's why you got us brothers who this world called, inadequate, the low level, whatever they want to call us, right? That we want to make anything of ourselves in this world. Yet when it comes to us grabbing the Bible, we confound every major scholar, right? The ones who were called nothing in this world confound these scholars because the Bible is about us and it's our book, and they mad as hell. They so mad. The only thing that they could do is false accuse us as terrorist or whatever you want to call it, right? So that's the only way for them to win that war. But we know it's a fixed game, and Yahweh got it on lock. And he will, and hey, it's fixed. We come out winning at the end. The movie already played out. So like the movie is already written. We're just playing it out. We come out on top. So that gospel, our people, the justice for them is gonna be counted. We just gotta continue to do the work, love each other, and continue to bless our people in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. and continue to do so, man. You know. Anything else, Akim? And any precepts?
Con. Let me
Romans
see.
9:25. Manatazak. Where Manatazak?
Ah,
All right, Manatazak. I got you, King. Let's bring out his precept. That's Romans 9. You know, Manatazak, he's traveling, so I know that, brother. So this is Romans chapter 9 and verse 25. He saith in Hosea, I will call them my people, which were not my people, and her beloved, which was not beloved. Right. We were not beloved, right? Salakia, and let's go to verse 26. And it shall come to pass in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there shall they be called the children of the living God. Beautiful precept. Beautiful.
All praise to the Most High.
That's right. Loyal.
Man.
Anything else, brothers?
Con.
Go ahead, Art. What you got, Art?
Hey, Cap, sorry, my reception is bad, but if we can we pull that up in the Hosea, the original version, because it's more detailed?
When you say original, what do you mean?
All right, so this is actually quoting it. It's quoting it from Hosea, but if we go to Hosea, yeah.
We'll grab it in Hosea. Yeah, for sure. We got the Hosea version. By the way, this is a dagger for anyone who says this talking about Gentiles, the other nations, right?
Khan, exactly. That's why I want to read that one out, or have one of you brothers read it, because my reception is bad.
Khan, I got you, King. This is Hosea chapter 1. I'm going to start at verse 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living God.
Khan,
all praise to the Most High.
And the best part is, the place where we're told we're not the people is where we are now. So This is a fulfillment of this prophecy.
Right. You just a bunch of Hispanics and Negroes, man. Y'all ain't nothing. We gave you title. That's what they saying. Hey, how can that not be us?
God, Salaki, I seen a video and it was basically, because you know how Christians, they always say that we violent. You know, when we on the highways and byways, we bring out the word. They always say we preaching hate, we violent, and so on and so forth. And I seen a video. It was basically a video of just all Christians, right? And really being hypocrites of them being the violent ones, them actually, really preaching hate. And it was one of these Edomites on there, and he was so mad, and he was talking about us, and was just like, "You guys shouldn't even be calling yourself Christians. You're just black."
Wow.
So it just goes to show, that's really all that they think about us, is that we're literally just Hispanic. We're literally just Mexican, wetbacks, niggas, spicks, whatever byword they give us. That's what they look at us as. But in that same land, Salaki, in that same land, and these same people gonna see that we are the sons of the Most High.
That's right.
Just to add to it, I will say that I agree with one thing that the Edomite did say, right? We shouldn't call ourselves Christians because that was a derogatory term put on the Israelites at the time. Just like if a white guy calls us nigga, we ready to knock his jaw loose.
Right.
That's how we should feel when they call us Christians today, in all honesty. That's why I don't call myself a Christian.
Right. Right. A lot of brothers be grabbing that and being like, yeah, that's first up. Nah, bro. Don't do that. We follow a Mashiach Yahushai, a so-called black man according to the scriptures, who kept the law, statutes, and commandments. We Israelites, man.
Right.
Right.
And if we think about it, being called a Christian is part of being called black or Hispanic. It's a byword.
Right.
So we shouldn't even use it at all.
Khan, and the Ku Klux Klan, them people is Christians. So why would you want to be a part of a society that's really against you?
Khan.
That was forced on us, on our forefathers, or on our foremothers and our forefathers. Why would you ever want to represent anything? So Khan, you right. That he did that. That is one thing that could be agreed upon, is that we're not Christians.
Khan. The hell with Christians.
The Khan.
Con.
I'm gonna say that shit out loud on a video.
Khan.
That and Fudge Packer. One of those two is coming out.
God.
And Nehemiah, I know the word you were looking for. You were looking for Kunga Munga Cracker Killer. That's what you were looking for.
Khan. I was trying to be circumspect with the words, because you know how they be playing on these channels.
Con, I always wanted to say that too.
Y'all gonna get this video flag, man. Y'all, come on, man.
Oh, I forgot this was gonna go out there. Yeah, my fault.
Cheese crackers.
Right.
You know, it is when we do these, I always assume or feel like it's just staying within. You know what I mean?
Con, let me see. I wanted to see if I can get a precept real quick.
Hey, Akim, I'm gonna step away for a minute, okay? Give me a minute.
Con. I wanted to bring out something real quick. It's the book of Deuteronomy. Slakia. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10 and verse 16. How Cap was bringing out how we can't, you bring out the law. We can't be holding grudges against each other. We can't be having hatred towards each other. Because if you got to think, if your Hamashiach was walking this earth right now, if we hate our brother, we hate Hamashiach, we hate the Most High.
Khan.
So how can you possibly love the Most High and love our Messiah if you can't even let go of a grudge that you got against your sister or your brother? You can't get in the kingdom like that. All right. So we have to constantly take heed, examine ourselves, and circumcise our hearts. All right. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10 and verse 16. And it reads, "Circumcise therefore the foreskin of your heart, and be no more stiff-necked." So we have to circumcise our heart. We gotta become a new person in this truth. We can't bring the baggage. We can't bring the lifestyle. We can't bring the slang terminology into this truth. We have to walk aright and set our heart aright, like it says in Sirach, the second chapter. We have to constantly be killing off that old man, taking off that costume we was wearing. This is something that needs to be done, and it's a commandment, and it needs to be kept. And you know what? When Cap was bringing out Leviticus 19 and 17, man, don't you know that will end black on black crime overnight? If all the Akim and Akwatim was to follow that one commandment, that'll end black on black crime
Con.
overnight. It will be quick. It will be quick. A lot of our brothers wouldn't be in jail. A lot of our brothers wouldn't be, making whores out of the daughters of Zion. Manipulating, being whoremongers, and so on and so forth, man. This is why this law is so important. This is why they didn't want us to read this Bible. This is the reason why they didn't want us to know how to read, period, because they know soon as we get our hands on something, we go full-fledged in it. It's in us. It's in our spirit. Everything, it's like everything we touch, it turns to gold.
In fact, Salakia, before you change speeds, I want to add a precept to what you just said about loving your brother or grudges, because there's a precept. If one of you guys could read it for me, it's 1 John 4:20. It's perfect for what you just said.
I got it right here. 1 John 4:20.
Yep.
The book of 1 John, chapter 4 and verse 20. If a man say, I love Yahweh, and hateth his brother, he is a liar. For he that loveth not his brother, whom he hath seen, how can he love Yahweh, whom he hath not seen? Hey, that's a mighty. Hey, that's a mighty precept.
Let me tell you, son. That sword cut is you can't come back from a sword cut like that. If somebody is over here having grudges against their brother. In fact, I don't know where the precept is, but maybe you brothers might know it when I say it right now. But back in the days, during the time of Moses or during the time of our temple worship, if you came to the temple with a sacrifice and you had a grudge against your brother, you had to put your sacrifice on the steps of the temple, go handle that, and come back and then make your sacrifice, or it was avoided sacrifice.
You know, it's because that them evil spirits that you got on you. You can't bring that into the temple. And knowing that, and we knowing that us being the body, being the body as well.
This. It really is.
Go ahead.
It really is. Just the other day, I had gotten some information that got me upset, right? And I actually got upset at a certain person, and then I just had this thing where I had to go pray about it because I was so angry. But the funny thing is, after I prayed about it, I didn't care or feel nothing about anything. You know what I'm saying? So I prayed, and the Most High took it away. Because if we hold on to that, bro, in reality, it doesn't even hurt the other person. It eats away at us. It eats away at our spirituality. And the Most High can't dwell in a temple that's contaminated. So, we have to learn to get rid of these things.
So how you gonna be operating in the spirit when you got demons on you?
Exactly.
And we know the Most High, he don't operate in a vessel. He doesn't give you his spirit, with other spirits that are contradictory to his.
He don't play no games. In fact, not only is that a spiritual thing, but I remember, again, I don't remember where the precept is, but there was a time where these heathens, I forgot what they took from our temple, or they took over, I think, one of our cities in our temple, and they put up a heathen god. And every time they came in the morning, the god was knocked over. So Yahweh was knocking it over every night when they closed the doors at the temple.
I can't remember that precept either. I wonder if it was in it sounded like Maccabees.
It sounds like Maccabees, but I don't know if it's in there. I think it might be in the regular text somewhere. I just don't remember if it was in Judges or during, I just can't remember, but it sounds like a Maccabean thing.
And the Most High, and you know what? I got something. Let me get the book of wisdom. Let me get the Wisdom of Solomon real quick. Because that's wicked. That's wicked for you to that's so wicked for you to go into the temple of the Most High and disrespect it like that, like he's not the creator of all things. You have to really be extremely wicked for you to do something like that and think that you're not going to get punished for it, even if you don't get punished speedily. And that's what's going to surprise a lot of people, because when the more he start touching these places, the more the more the word is going to be embedded in people's spirits. And that's our people all day. It's like when your child, right? You tell them not to do something and they do it anyway, and then they know they finna get a whooping for it. They want to be like, no. Well, no, you already did it. So now you have to be disciplined for it. That's Jake all day. They gotta always have to go through something and then wanna when it happens or when they do it and they know they have to pay up for it. They want to get forgiveness now.
Con.
Wow.
I want to bring out something real quick. Salah.
Con.
Salah. This is Romans 13 and I'm gonna start at 8. Romans 13 and 8. Owe no man anything but to love one another, for he that loveth another have fulfilled the law. Not saying that you know, not in the Christian way, all you have to do is love people and you fulfill the whole law. But this how wise Paul was. That little simple meaning right there, you can put that in every law that you see in the Bible or in the Torah. It is fulfilled in love. Because why do I say that? Because let's say bearing a grudge against your neighbor, that's not showing love. But if you love him, you ain't gonna bear no grudge against him. You know what I'm saying? If you love your neighbor, you're gonna help him up, right? If you love your neighbor, you're not gonna covet. If you love your neighbor, you're not gonna commit adultery with his wife. You love your neighbor, you're gonna treat him as you would treat yourself. That's what Paul was getting into, man. And who said Paul don't know the law, man? Y'all must be crazy, man.
Con. Didn't he? I think he grew up a Pharisee, if I remember correctly.
Con, Sadducees.
Sadducees. Con.
No, he was I want to say he was a scribe for the Pharisees.
I believe Paul was actually a Pharisee, and so was his father.
Con. I want to say he was a Pharisee. Con. So he was well versed in the law. That's what confound me too. You know what I'm saying? He grew up in the law, and then now you telling me this brother just don't keep the law no more? No, man. That's crazy. Let me keep reading. Verse 9. See, this is the fulfilling of the love law that Paul was talking about. For this, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness, thou shalt not covet. And if there be any other commandment, it is briefly comprehended in this saying, namely, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. So if any other commandment basically runs parallel with loving your neighbor, that's what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? You still showing love to your neighbor by no matter what law you keeping, it still boils down to loving your neighbor as you love yourself. That's what Paul is saying. That's the foundation of the law. Loving your neighbor, showing love to one another, basically. Even because 1 John 5:3, what is love? Keeping the commandments. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we know love fulfilled the law. You know what I'm saying? Because if you love the Most High, what you going to do? You're going to keep his commandments. You're going to do what he told you to do. And that also aligns with obedience and faith. You know what I'm saying? Christians tell you, all you got to do is have faith. But what is a synonym of faith? Obedience. You know what I'm saying? Doing what you told. You know what I'm saying? Somebody asks you to do something for them. You showing them that you faithful to them by doing what they tell you. Verse 10, love worketh no ill in his neighbor. Therefore, love is the fulfilling of the law. So love worketh no ill towards his neighbor. You ain't gonna try to finesse. You know what I'm saying? Jake stuck on the finesse game, man, but not knowing they breaking the law. You ain't loving your brother if you trying to finesse him. You know what I'm saying? Especially in this truth, man. Them days done away with, man. That's the old man. You know what I'm saying? No brother should be talking about finessing nothing. You know what I'm saying? Let me get verse 11. And that knowing the time, that now is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation near. Then we when we believe. You know what I'm saying? Every prophet you read about, man, he hoped and wished for this day, man, to see the end time, the fulfilling of the prophecies coming to pass and stuff like that. They spoke about it. You know what I'm saying? The Most High revealed you know what I'm saying, a little piece of the iceberg to him, but to see it unraveling, that's what the prophets hope for, man. And they hope to see the coming of Hamashiach Yahweh too, especially Isaiah. You know, we know Isaiah, but just too much meat, man. You know what I'm saying? That's bison meat right there, man. That thing it's too much, man. It's too much to handle, you know. But yeah, that's all I had right there, man.
Con. You know, in Salaki, somebody want to say something?
No, you good, King.
Con. And we gotta like, it's like, right, when the Most High wanted to destroy us, you know, you that love, you gotta have that love of Moses too. It's a good an account what Moses did when he knew the Most High. He told he told Moses to turn from him so he can destroy us. Hey, Moses fasted and prayed for us, man. You know, that's the type of love you gotta have for your brother. That's the type of love that you gotta have for your sister. You know, you gotta have that love for them, man. You know, and let me get this in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 9, verses 19 through 20. For I was afraid of the anger and hot displeasure wherewith the Most High was wroth against you to destroy you. But the Most High hearkened unto me at that time also. And the Most High was very angry with Aaron to have destroyed him. And I prayed for Aaron also the same time. So we gotta have that same love that Moses had, that Moses had. You know, it's a very good account to see the type of love that you should be operating in. All right. That's all I had. Any other Akim wanted to have something else?
Dagon. So I actually found the precept. I just want to read it real quick. It's in 1 Samuel 5, chapter 5, verse 1. And this is when they captured the Ark of the Covenant and put it in their temple. And this is what it says. It says, then the Philistines took the Ark of God and brought it from Ebenezer to Ashdod. When the Philistines took the Ark of God, they brought it into the house of Dagon and set it by Dagon. And when the people of Ashdod arose early in the morning, there was Dagon fallen on his face to the earth before the ark of the Lord. Wow. So in other words, he made Dagon bow. He made him bow out in his own house.
God.
Right? So then it says, so they took Dagon and set it up in its place again. And when they arose early the next morning, there was Dagon fallen on his face to the ground before the ark of the Lord. The head of Dagon and both and palms of his hands were broken off on the threshold. Only Dagon's torso was left of it. Therefore, neither the priest of Dagon nor any who came into Dagon's house tread on the threshold of Dagon in Ashtaroth to this day. So, the Most High don't play. Even in your own house, he will make you bow your head. It's no games. This is hilarious just reading it.
And this ain't there's some people, right, that actually I think it's called the Dogon people or something like that.
Yeah. In Africa, there's a tribe.
See, you know, and that's it. And hey, the Most High, the Most High is, you know, he said, you know what, I'm gonna wait till they put it in here, and then when they come in here, they're gonna be surprised. You can't put in there's no other. It's only one true living God, and that's Yahweh. You can't.
Are gonna stay getting their ass whooped.
That's it. And that Dagon God actually goes back to ancient Samaria from Sumer. Right. And I believe he was like half man, half fish or something like that. That's
Oh
where the
wow.
Pope gets the shape of his hat from, because that's what they used to wear. It was to be because they believed in like half men, half fish type things, or gods or something.
Right. Let me share. I think this is it right here.
While you getting that, I got a precept.
Go ahead.
It's the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 15 and verse 15.
Yeah, Khan.
For they counted all the idols of the heathen to be gods, which neither have the use of eyes to see, nor noses to draw breath, nor ears to hear, nor fingers of hands to handle. And as for their feet, they are slow to go. For man made them, and that borrowed his own spirit fashioned them. But no man can make a god like unto himself. All right, like that's wicked, man. How can you, and you got to be a fool to think that you can go grab some stones, go grab some soil, mold it into something, and then give it a meaning, and then bow down to it. Don't you? That makes the most high so angry, and and we wonder why he told us go in there and kill all of Salakia and get rid of all of them. That's why he had us in the wilderness for 40 years to purge out all of that leaven we had.
Right.
And being rebellious.
He doesn't want to be here.
Khan, I yield.
No, you're absolutely right. And I'm looking at this half man, half fish that people are probably still worshiping today. But I'm just laughing because I'm picturing him laying on the ground face down in front of the ark, bowing that head in his own house.
Okay, and you see that it's a fish god, so it's a god of the Philistines. So I would more likely say that he probably had a idol of this fish god or whatever it is, and probably knocked it down, threw it to the ground or something, showing them it ain't worth nothing, man. These guys are dumb idols, man. They got hands but can't save, and eyes and can't see.
No, we got a lot of our people still into that, man, following these other nations, man, and that's why we constantly got to be on them. That's loving our brother, telling them that you got to get rid of those things, man. You got to get rid of this statue. You got to get rid of this Buddha. You got to get rid of this. Why? Because the Most High said so, firstly, and because we love you.
Fine, that's right.
Bro, I was going to say.
Khan.
Hey, Salakia, this is the book of Salakia, book of Exodus, chapter 34 and verse 14. And it reads, "For thou shalt worship no other God, for the Lord, whose name is jealous, is a jealous God."
Khan. And this is I could only see how mad Hamashiach was when he was walking and seeing all the abomination that our people were doing. And we got to continue to continue to love our brothers, continue to pray for them, fast for them, rebuke him sharply, and continue to show love with them, not hold any grudges with them, because we were all trespassing the Most High, and to continue to having that patience with them, but letting them know, bringing them back to these law, statutes, and commandments, so we can seal up the hopeful elect and go home.
That's right.
I yield up.
Con, that's right. This was all law, statutes, and commandments.
Con.
All right, Akim. Want to say Kala Yahaba Shem Shai. Shabbat Shalom to the 12 tribes of Israel, those who are keeping the 7-day Shabbat. We want to yield on that note. All right, we know cap nations of kings and priests. Y'all stay on the lookout, man. We headed your way. So all praise to the Most High. Hopefully this was edifying to the hopeful elect. Want to say shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbat Katam.
Shalom, yeah, shalom,